Hey, I'm Much from Different Skill, and today I bring you the probably most awaited deck anyway, Genesis. And I'm at the shop again, so this will probably be noisy, but whatever. So we start with the starter. So this is Chain starter, and actually the starting set 10 we get like a new style of Chains, but for the most part this does the same thing as everything else. You ride the level 1 over it, and you search for a level 2 or level 3. So anyway, let's go on. And yeah, that's basically level 1 effect. Play 4 of them to try and get some consistency, and she looks alright. The effects really start changing at the level 2, at like the level 2 stages, so yeah, level 1s is basically the same thing as before. I'll talk about this one later.
Probably better for here, honestly.
I'm not sure what this is, but this is basically Emblem Master, but a booster version, and these are very important in the Genesis deck because basically the whole deck revolves around using soul charges a lot of costs for doing your effects. So Emblem Masters are very important, or Tiny Emblem Masters. For this one, it's counterblast 2 and you soul charge 3 when your boosted unit hits the Vanguard. So same as Emblem Master as before, really. 4 perfect cards. And basically, yeah, the new meta, if you're not playing 4 perfect cards, you're pretty much screwed. In fact, if you're not playing 4 perfect cards in the last meta, you were in some pretty dangerous situations as well. And this is a really nice perfect card, like obvious reasons. Now this person actually plays 3 of these, and basically what this is when it comes to a soul charge 1, it's kind of helpful, but I think not really necessary because just the Tiny Emblem Master and the Middle Emblem Master, you'll see in a bit, pretty much handles a lot of soul charging already, so it's not really necessary to have a soul charge 1, because most of the effects are in, like you need soul charge, all the effects pretty much require 3 souls and above, or in the units of 3s, or in factors of 3s, so when you put 1 in, it's not exactly too helpful. Sometimes it's very helpful, like you're missing exactly 1, but more chances you're gonna be missing 3 at a time instead of 1. Once in a while happens, but I prefer to actually play 8Ks because although while I'm not sure yet, if you ever run into cross rides and you're not playing any 8Ks, you basically run into a lot of number problems. Basically this deck doesn't actually hit that hard, so it's important to try and set up the 18 calls if you run into cross ride decks, basically. So I'll start with level 2s. So let's start with this. So this is the Chain, or let me see if I can zoom in a bit better. So this is level 2 Chain, and unlike before, you don't actually, there's no immediately plus effects when you ride this, but when this card attack hits the Vanguard, you soul charge 2, and if there's basically if you have the grade 1 under this, if you have the grade 1 in the soul, so if you successfully ride, then you soul charge an additional 2. Another neat effect about these ride chains are now, let's say, I think it's a level 1 effect. Yeah, it's a level 1 effect. What? Whatever. So let's say if I misride my ride chain, let's say I ride this instead of my ride chain level 2, and I misride so I failed the ride chain. The new effect actually states that I can top an additional 7 cards and search for a level 2 and ride it over if I find it. So basically now you have a higher chance of kind of getting a level 2, getting a successful ride chain. But for the trade-off is that you don't get a plus effects with your ride chains anymore, besides the additional 1,000, which is okay, I guess. You get the soul charge effect, but I'd rather get something that would give me a plus, but this will help you generate a plus later, but it's still not a direct plus. And like with Bermuda Triangle, they don't get a plus at all, so yeah. So I think the new Ride Chain style is that you don't get direct pluses anymore, so that I'm kind of unfavor of that. You can also actually do this. So if the first Soul Charge 2, you manage to Soul Charge a grade 1 in, you actually get to activate a second effect right away. So, because this doesn't actually require the level 1 inside to activate the first effect, but the second effect does. So if you Soul Charge 2 after the first, if you hit for the first time, and you don't have a grade 1 inside, and let's say you Soul Charge the grade 1 with the first Soul Charge 2, then your second effect gets to activate as well. So it's alright. So the next 4 is 4 of LOLI Emblem Masters, and basically this is a lot better than Emblem Master because it looks a lot better than Emblem Master. It's LOLI's. That's a direct plus already. And basically, yeah, it is important because you really want to get more soul into your soul, even though it might suicide you. But generally, you won't get to a point where you're gonna deck out. Yeah, definitely play these as well as these because you really need something to help you generate the souls to get your effects off, and that is actually very important in this deck, as I'll explain a bit later on. Not just because it activates your effects. I play, or my friend plays 3 of these, and basically what this is if you have a limit break grade 3, you gain an additional 3k and become an 11k beat stick. They're alright, especially because everything's 7k now. It helps you hit 18 easily and whatnot. But I think I would actually take these out and play these, and take these out and play the AKs. But basically, it's not my deck, so I don't really have opinion over here. But I prefer to play these instead because it's basically more consistent, and like at the level 2 stage. 10k is likely to be able to attack more than 8k, so you can actually be more aggressive with these as well. So moving on to grade 3, I have 3 Himikos, and she's very hot. And she's also the ride break for this clan. And what she does is whenever you attack, you soul charge 1, so that's good because it helps you gain soul later when you ride break to do your effects. The second effect is your ride break effect. Is 10k to your Vanguard, of course. You get to choose 2 rear guards and add an additional 5k to them for 1 turn. And for this 1 turn, you also gain your Vanguard also gains the effect of Soul Blast 3 and draw 1. So basically, your draw 1 part just helps you break even with your ride. So it's good that there's an effect that breaks even with the ride.
Oh my god!
I would play 3 of these just because I think ride breaks are not necessary. It's not necessary to play 4. It's never that great when you actually do a ride break. But yeah, I'll talk about those later. So he plays for Moon Goddess, whatever, Artemis. And this is kind of a main card, I guess. And what she does is, so she's the final form of the ride chain. So she gains 1k when you successfully ride, which kind of sucks because everything's 11k base, but she's still 10k base, and the ride chain effect is not that great to actually. I say she should just be 11k regardless, because the ride chain effect's not that amazing. But yeah, whatever. So her effect is when you attack, you may soul blast 3. Draw 2 and you soul charge 1 back, and then afterwards you gain 5,000. Now this is actually really shitty because unlike Garmor and other cards which gain 5,000 when you're limit break 4, this gains 5,000 after you soul blast. But if you run out of soul, then you don't gain your 5,000, right? So that means if for some reason you ever run out of souls to do your effect, you're basically hitting some really low numbers now, which is pretty bad now. Now honestly, in my preference, I wouldn't play my grade 3 lineup wouldn't be something like this. Like there's 8 of them, I would actually take one of each of these out and play 2 of the other grade 3, which I don't have with me actually, or I don't have it right now. But her effect is Soul Blast 6, and basically it's a Vermilion Kaiser, and I think she's 11k base, which is pretty good. And basically the reason I say that is because this deck doesn't actually +3. It's very hard. Like, you draw one at a time, so you need 3 turns to actually get a +3, and onwards to get more, and it's a Limit Break 4 effect at that. So honestly, at Limit Break 4, or at 4 damage, the game might not actually proceed 3 or 4 turns later. So the benefits you get from this card is a bit too slow. But when you play the Vermilion Kaiser card, you -2 on your opponent right away, so that's kind of a +2 for you. Or you can call it -2 or +2, it's basically the same thing. So basically you gain benefits a bit earlier than this card. So that's why I would play 2 in it, just because spacing is kind of hard. Because drawing cards kind of let you survive. But like, I mean, if you destroy your opponent's setup, that's pretty useful too. Or if you continuously have 6 soul and you keep blowing up your opponent's field, then I mean, if you've done it twice, you -4 on your opponent, right? So that's better than going through 4 turns and drawing 4. Anyway, that's my opinion on it. And that's pretty much the Genesis deck. And I think, oh right, I forgot to show triggers, but you know, triggers are rather typical. So we got 4 heal triggers. Some of the best heal triggers in this game. So, oops. So nice actually, heal triggers. Followed by some of the best critical triggers in this game. Yeah, basically Genesis is for those people who like to play Moe shit and kind of like Bermuda, but I mean if you like to go for a lot more Moe random stuff with Japanese theme, Japanese and Greek mythology theme now I guess, then I guess Genesis is the client for you. Except for some reason your next criticals are like Machine Tiger Lions, which doesn't make sense to me. So 8 criticals. And 4 draws, and for some reason they're monkeys with bionic arms. Yeah, I also don't understand this, but actually I kind of like this trigger because it looks hilarious in my opinion. Yep, but yeah, that's the trigger lineup. So 8 crits, 4 draw, 4 heals, standard stuff.
Basically the same effect.
And basically that's the Genesis deck profile. So that's all from me. If you like, comment and whatnot. Tell me if I'm doing something wrong.
If you want to buy it, just tell me.
If you want to buy the deck, just tell me. Actually, I don't know. I think he's actually serious about selling this deck. So yeah, I guess comment if you're interested in buying this, and I can alter it up and whatnot. Whatever, I'll ask him later.